March 15th, the International Day Against Police Brutality. Well, the International Day Against Police Violence. In the U.S., you'll see people marching and protesting, maybe even getting really radical and being arrested for nonviolent resistance, laying in front of cop cars and chaining themselves to the doors of local cop shops. In places that are already ground zero for a lot of anti-cop hostility, like Ferguson perhaps, you may see sporadic attacks on police that are more than symbolic. Maybe not. It's interesting, I think, that there is such a thing as an International Day Against Police Violence. I'm not aware of an International Day Against Electrician Violence, for instance. And I've also never heard of an International Day Against Plumber Violence. To my knowledge, there's no International Day Against Teacher Violence. I'm no statistics expert, but I would suggest to you that there are more nurses in the world than police, and probably more secretaries. But we don't need a day to protest the random killings carried out by nurses or secretaries. We don't need a day to voice our rage about nurses or secretaries slamming people's faces on the hood of cars. Or, as in one case in New York, taking turns sodomizing an immigrant with a billy club. I'm unaware of any profession that has an international day of protest to draw attention to that profession's violence, other than police. And that's really curious, when you consider that the police motto is to protect and to serve. Electricians, plumbers, teachers, nurses, secretaries, none of them promise to protect or to serve. And yet, folks in those professions do less wanton slaughter than the people who do promise to protect and to serve. When we consider that, do you think that slogan neatly painted over the fender of the squad car is to distract your attention away from the barrel of the gun pointed in your face? I'm going out on a limb here with a wild lunatic theory, but do you think there's a problem with cops and violence? Because cops are typically armed, and electricians, plumbers, teachers, nurses, and secretaries typically are not? I think that's definitely part of it, but not all. I suspect you could give physicists across the globe automatic weapons, and the instance of physicists shooting deaths wouldn't increase considerably. And that's because physicists aren't under the grips of a powerful myth that they're serving the transcendent power of the almighty state, and that they are the defenders of order, and that their mission is all important. What I mean is, police are hopped up on a powerful delusion of their own importance, and the importance of law, and the importance of projecting state power through enforcement of law. Cops don't kill people because they have guns. They kill people because they have the delusion of authority. You can arm electricians and plumbers, teachers, nurses, and secretaries, and they still wouldn't kill even a fraction of the people that cops do. When we look at the history, it's no wonder. There were no police in the U.S. until the fugitive slave laws. Modern law enforcement emerged from the volunteer slave patrols made up of Ku Klux Klanners, who sought to return escaped slaves to their masters. So from the beginning, cops were racist and brutal, and dedicated to reducing people to instruments, property, to be controlled and managed by force. Over time, this volunteer terror squad became officially incorporated into public service. They have always from the start been opposed to individual freedom, starting with apprehending the escaped slave, and they've always been dedicated to the institutions of property and the state, transcending all else. The modern incarnation of those fugitive slave catchers differ from their progenitors, only in wearing more intimidating uniforms instead of pillowcases on their heads, and being more heavily armed. Their delusion of authority, then and now, fuels their terror campaign and their enmity against freedom. Guns don't kill people. Cops do. This is anarchist prisoner Sean Swain from the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility at Lucasville. If you're listening, you are the resistance.
You can write to Sean Swain at his new address at Sean Swain 243-205, P.O. Box 45699, 1724 State Route, number 728, Lucasville, Ohio 45699. To read some of Sean's writings and learn more about his case, check out seanswain.org.